Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. In this update, we're gonna check out the JASMY Coin's price chart in like very short time and see is a move up going to happen very soon. I'm thinking probably in the next 48 hours or not. But before we get into that, I think I should talk a little bit about the overall mid to long term scenario so you can get the bigger picture, and then promise we're gonna go on some lower time frames. You see, here is why I'm so optimistic in JASMY, because I think JASMY Coin does actually have one of the more clear-cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structures in the crypto space out there. In my view, this is absolutely a 5 wave up, and followed by that, I do think there's like a very high chance we are dealing right now from the highs to about the lows with a correction structure. And our correction, okay, fair enough, can be in different forms, and I'm thinking in this specific scenario maybe like a WXY in form of a double zigzag, which if this is the case, okay, I'm gonna say probably we are very close to the end of our correction for two important reasons. Number one comes down to the subwaves, and this can very well be our second zigzag, to about this area. Let's even consider the end of our A leg right in here, doesn't really matter a whole lot. Reason number two, which is much more important, actually comes down to classic technical analysis, meaning supports and resistances, because you probably know it if you are a regular viewer of the channel. You see, in JASMY Coin, we are having, pay attention please, a cluster of major support areas from weekly and daily time frame at the same time between 0.46 to about 0.73 of a cent, and I really have a hard time believing that JASMY Coin is gonna break this thing. Now, just because I'm saying I'm having a hard time believing this is gonna break, does this mean we are 100% guaranteed to get a very strong bounce from this level? Nope, not really. What do I know? There is really no certainty in any market. Again, at any given moment, we're just talking about different possibilities. But let me just tell you this, based on the structures that we are identifying in these areas, let's just say makes perfect sense to argue JASMY from here is going to have a very strong bounce and hopefully start a beautiful phase on the upside. What if we get a break of this thing though? Well, at that point, this isn't really going to be a good sign, not because at that point we're gonna have like some insanely strong moves on the downside, maybe something like a 90% move. No, the main reason for why I argue breaking this level is not really going to be a good sign is because reclaiming it at that point is going to be very much challenging, and much more important than that, absolutely god awful, annoying, and time consuming. So if you want to break this level, meaning we're going to go under here, do a pullback, and then a continuation of the move down in order to take the lows, at that point, again, count on the recovery phase to JASMY and reclaiming this level to take a whole lot of time, which honestly nobody really wants it. But again, as long as we are not breaking this thing, meaning we are not under it, let's be a bit optimistic. And I do think we do have some structures to be a little bit optimistic, at least in like very short term. Now, let's go on H1 time frame, zoom out a bit more. Why is it that my chart not loading? There we go. As you can see, like we talked about in the last video, I'm thinking probably from the lows to bare minimum around here, not necessarily actually here, we are having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the upside. Followed by that, there's a very good argument to be made that this whole move down is a correction structure. And what are two important characteristics of corrective movements? You know it. Number one, being slow and choppy, meaning timing wise, the correction that we're going to get is going to take more time relative to its previous impulsive movement. Whether it's going to be on the downside or maybe on the upside doesn't really make a difference. Number two, between our pullbacks during our correction, we must be constantly able to identify a lot of overlapping of the waves. And I think, as you can see, these are actually clear cut overlapping of the waves. And there we go, excuse me. There we go. And also, if I just measure our correction timing wise from this point to about here, so far this is taking us about 63 days in JASMY. And on the other hand, this good strong move up only happened in about, let's say, even less than a day. So again, once more, this is suggesting in JASMY we are having most likely impulse up followed by a correction down. And well, this, my friends, is a bit of a bullish setup, suggesting probably we are going to get at least yet another move on the upside. And I'm gonna say in terms of the targets, bare minimum can be around the higher band of this important level, somewhere around 0.76 of a cent, meaning from the current point we can expect something like a 50% move on the upside. I'm gonna say probably in the next couple of weeks, which is definitely not that bad. Now, in like very short time, if I just zoom in, I'm not really sure if you are a fan of classic patterns, but if you like them, then okay, maybe this is actually a bit of a double bottom structure. However, again, pay attention, I said maybe. This isn't really confirmed yet. When will it get confirmed? When we get a break of the next line, then do a pullback, then have a continuation of the move up. And the moment in this phase, again, we take this high, we can say, you know what, this double bottom is confirmed, and hopefully it is going to be the start of a decent move on the upside. Now, in terms of Elliott's waves, I also think you can argue this is 1, this is 2, and what's next? Again, good move up into wave 3, 4, 5. But just to get the confirmation of this thing, may I suggest wait a little bit more and see also what's going to happen to that double bottom structure. Overall, I do like to argue in here we are seeing some optimistic signs suggesting the low of this correction in JASMY is quite close. But again, let's just be a little bit more patient and wait for the right confirmations. Now, having said all this, let's go on some higher time frames, see what is going on in terms of indicators, and then we're gonna wrap up today's update. Okay, so first things first, what do you have in here in MACD? As you can see, this is a beautiful buy signal. Is it enough? I'm gonna say probably not, because in stock RSI, unfortunately, recently we got a bit of a sell signal. So I would like to suggest, if you want to be bullish with more confidence, be a bit more patient and see, are we going to get buy signals in both of these indicators all at the same time? If we get one, great sign. At that point, we can be bullish with like much more confidence. And if I just go on daily time frame, what do you have? Okay, now this is actually a good sign, because again, as you can see, we are indeed having buy signals in these two indicators at the same time. And if I just go on H4 time frame, let's just do this. There we go. So what do you have in here? On the live chart, we are having a low, the other one is a lower low. But in MACD, what you got, this is a low, the other one is a higher low. So I'm gonna say this can be a beautiful bullish divergence, which suggests once more bears indeed are running out of power, and hopefully soon we are going to get a bit of a pump. Now, here's the deal. A bullish divergence by itself, do not get it twisted, is an awesome sign suggesting hopefully we are going to have a move up soon. However, God forbid, if from here JASMY is going to turn on itself and we're going to go down, and during that phase we end up breaking this divergence line, okay, at that point I'm telling you, be careful. This move down may actually get accelerated quite a bit, and you may see I don't know, let's say something like minimum a 10% move on the downside, which is not ideal. But again, as long as we are not getting a break of the divergence line, I do think we are allowed to be optimistic, because again, most signs do suggest we're gonna have a move up soon. And by most signs, I mean number one, the fact that we are around this very important cluster of support areas. Number two, the fact that we are having a beautiful, pitch perfect, very much clear correction structure compared to this impulse on the upside. And also the fact that we are having a bullish divergence in like very short term. And finally, the fact that in daily time frame, we are having buy signals in MACD and stock RSI at the same time. So again, for these reasons, let's be a little bit optimistic as long as we're not proven otherwise. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in JASMY's chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.